Guess what? Under the Secure Act, which was just signed into law in December of 2019, you can now save past the age of 70 and a half in your IRA for your retirement. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm talking about today about some of the strategies behind why you may want to take advantage of this and what this new rule means for you. Just a little bit of background on the Secure Act. It's actually a pretty bipartisan piece of legislation that was in the works for quite a long time. And it's massive, absolutely massive. It's 1,773 pages long, and it addresses everything from using 529 plan money to repay student loans all the way to what we're talking about today, which is the extension of being able to contribute to your IRA accounts past the age of 70 and a half. So just a little bit of a background, prior to 2020 and this law being signed, or this piece of this act being signed into law, the requirements were this. So if you were over 70 and a half, it didn't matter if you were still working, if you were retired, you were capped out. You could no longer contribute to your IRA account after age 70 and a half. And this is challenging for a lot of people because in today's society, a lot of us are working past the age of 70 and a half, and it sure would be nice to be able to contribute to retirement accounts if you're still working. And so the Secure Act in this piece of this provision of the Secure Act addressed this exact thing, which is people want to be able to save more. So from now on, starting in 2020, as long as you are still working and you are able to, because you qualify for IRA or Roth IRA contributions, you can continue to contribute to your IRA accounts. So the planning opportunity here in terms of your retirement is a couple of things. One is that obviously if you are working longer and you have the ability to, even if you're just working part-time, you can put and you qualify for an IRA, you can still put the maximum into an IRA and have a couple more years, or potentially if you work till you're 75, you could have several more years where you're able to save an additional amount of money in your IRA accounts. One of the other planning opportunities that I really like with this too is the ability to contribute to a Roth, especially if a lot of our clients, after they retire, they go back to work part-time or they do consulting work and their income is lower, but they're still bringing income in. So one of the unique planning opportunities now with the cap removed from the IRA is that you can continue to save in your IRA accounts, but you may want to consider doing that in a Roth instead and get more money in the Roth. And with some of the other provisions of the Secure Act that I talked about, where the IRA just became a lot less attractive for your beneficiaries who inherit that, a Roth is a really good option and even more attractive than it was before. So you don't get a tax deduction on the money that goes into the Roth, but it grows tax-free from there. And then when you pull the money out, or when your heirs pull that money out, they don't pay taxes on that money either. So really strong opportunity here to consider the Roth, especially if you are still working and you qualify for it. Your income can't be over a specific cap in order to qualify, but the cap is pretty high. You have to be making close to $200,000 and be married in order to not be able to contribute to a Roth. The other thing that I like about this rule that maybe is not as relevant, I don't know, we'll see, but like it's the rules around IRAs, 401ks, and all these different accounts, they're complicated. It's hard. I deal with this stuff every day and it's hard for me to keep this straight. And one of the things that I like about this rule is that it simplifies the rules at least a little bit, because in 401k accounts, you've always been able to contribute and continue to make contributions to your 401k as long as you were still working at that company, even if you were over age 70 and a half. But then there was this cap on the IRA, so the rules weren't consistent, even though the account types were virtually inseparable in terms of their tax treatment. So I really like this because now it brings those rules into alignment with each other, and it just lessens the confusion for you, lessens it for me, and just makes it a lot easier to think through where you might save those monies in the last years of retirement. I hope that was helpful for you. Consider looking at a Roth, and as always, talk to your tax advisor, talk to your financial advisor, talk to your estate planning attorney, because they are the experts. They understand your situation and how the intersection and all these rule changes impact you. So don't go it alone. Really, truly, I encourage you to talk with someone that you trust, someone that you work with, who can help guide you on what is the best decision for you. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Micciche. If you like this video and you want to hear more on retirement planning and saving and investing wisely and doing all the right things to plan for your retirement, it's a big, big decision with a lot of irreversible decisions that you make along the way, and we're here to help you with that. So if you like this channel, please consider subscribing by clicking on that button below, and then also be sure to hit the little bell, and then that way you know when we put new videos out, which we do about 3 to 4 times here a month. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Micciche, and I will see you next time.